Blog Talk Radio.
Another show of Husia Blog Talk Radio. I'm your host, Terrence, and my co-host, Tamu P. What's going on with you, P?
Nothing much, just enjoying this day. How you doing?
I'm good, sister. I'm good. But, before we get started, last night we lost a great ancestor. We lost Dr. Antonio Yosef Ben Yunakin. He's with the ancestors now. He died last night at 3:30. I'm sorry, this morning, 3:30 a.m. East Coast time. So we want to say it hurts. I can't say it hurts. Mm-hmm. But we want to wish the family well and for them to stay strong, because Dr. Ben, was a father first. He was a writer, a historian. He was a notable Afrocentric. He was a black man who represented black men strongly. He told black men to stand up, told black men to sit down, He told black men to fight. He taught black men how to be black. So we're going to give a moment of silence to Dr. Ben. So, Ashe. So, but today's topic is...
Before we get into today's topic, I do want to acknowledge some truth.
Okay.
I know on our last show we were talking about the racist chant by the frat. We were noted how the black fraternities hadn't stepped up and said anything, and I have to admit that I have seen some articles showing several members of the Divine Nine protesting and marching in unison with the other student body. So I do want to acknowledge that they are making their presence felt. That's only right. They are out there front line, protesting against the racist chant of that fraternity. Whose name I'm not even going to bother to.
Okay. Well, it's good to always have people doing stuff and
right.
being in the fight, because it hasn't stopped yet,
Nope.
So I know I don't want it for any of my future kids. And I'm pretty sure you don't want nothing for yours,
That's right.
So that's why we do this show every Thursday, and I'm pretty sure that's why other people like myself, men and women, try to reach out to everyone and say, hey, this is what's going on, this is what you can do, this is how you empower yourself, this is how you empower your knowledge, and this is how you empower your bank accounts. So, but we're going to get started with the show.
That's right, let's do it.
All right. So on today's show, we're talking about acknowledging our black teachers.
That's right.
Right? And you know how I started off with a poem first and then hit them with a quote. So this poem here is called Educated Black Teachers. Black women and men, both young and old, teaching the ways of the scales, who foretold, taught us the Kemetic ways, physical labor, education of math, chemistry with the K, and can't forget the way of life. Educated the world. As black and old as they are still teaching the world the lesson that it should learn. To both the young and the old, educated black teachers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Educating black youth.
That's right. That's what's going on. I like that. But the quote for tonight is going to come from Janetta B. Cole. When you educate a man, you educate an individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Janetta B. Cole. Why do you think she said that, T?
Where is she from?
You know what? I think she, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was from Arkansas.
Uh-oh. Where I'm from? Wow.
I believe. I could.
Well, thinking in retrospect, mother is first teacher because it starts in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at colleges and what have you, you notice, well, even when I went to college, I noticed there wasn't a lot of women taking chemistry or physics. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of things that are male-dominated. Mm-hmm. And as in all things in nature, you need that balance.
True.
So, definitely everything we have in this society is lopsided. And it's 2015. Mm-hmm. But everything we have in this society is lopsided. I mean, in terms of education, in terms of people who are the innovators and leading the way in different fields, they're usually men. You don't have a lot of women leading the way in engineering, in environmental issues. And I wonder if that has anything to do with how we treat the environment, how we treat these sciences. They're very male-dominated, so you don't have the yin and yang aspect. Mm-hmm. And maybe because of that, it's easy to diminish our resources. Mm-hmm. It's easy to do something like fracking, which I'm just speculating, of course, but maybe if we had a female voice in that whole situation, fracking would have been seen as a bad deal because they're coming to find out now that it's creating earthquakes in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. I'm not an engineer or a geoengineer, that is, but when I first heard about fracking, it immediately sounded like a very bad idea. Mm-hmm. So, again, maybe if there was a feminine aspect and still, it would be more balanced in how we act. So I could totally understand why she would do that and why she would say such a thing.
Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about a lady tonight. I'm not going to say the name just yet, but actually two who actually educated a few nations.
Okay, yeah.
Right. But I want everybody to remember this. This Saturday, the
March 21st,
African Market is going to be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. right here in Sacramento. So if you're in the Sacramento area, please attend. Actually, I'm not going to say please. You better attend. If you don't attend, I'm coming for you. But but African Market is plenty of vendors. It's going to be a whole lot of fun for the children. It's a place for everybody to come through and actually spend your money with black businesses. We're building up the community. We build it one pyramid at a time. So come to the African Marketplace this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You're going to love it, I guarantee it. It's going to be on Florin and 24th. Just look at the corner. You're going to see a whole lot of people, I guarantee it, because this is now going on the fourth month, right, T? Or the third month? Fourth month.
This is the third one.
Third month?
This is the third one. And the two before have been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been walking room only, black vendors from the beginning of the building to the end, and just black people supporting black economics.
It's
like I've never seen before.
It's like Mardi Gras. It's
totally.
You know what I mean? But we're having a lot of fun. And also, we're going to start adding in black businesses. So a lot of black businesses are failing around the Sacramento area, and we're going to start promoting them, because every time you say, someone asks, do you know anything? Do you know anything? Or do you know any businesses or schools or anything like that? And sometimes we'll say, well, they got the Sacramento Black pages, and then most people are like, what? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So we're going to, right, what's that? So we're going to start promoting black businesses. And the first one tonight, this is a great brother. I know him. Me, myself, and Tamu know the brother. And we both know him. The brother is well loved. He's actually, he actually does the African market. But he has his own construction company. It's called West Construction Company, specializing in residential repairs and remodeling. They've been in business since 1994. They handle plumbing, electrical, remodeling, general home repairs, and painting needs. Their motto, we tell you what we are going to do and how we do it. You can call the brother at 916-730-6386. He goes by the name Brother Raw, or you can call him James West. All right? And if you want your business or your book to be on UCL Blog Talk Radio, you can email us at LLCEI777 at yahoo.com. Once again, that's LLCEI777 So, T.
Yes, sir.
We acknowledging our black teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 3.
Okay.
All right? Mm-hmm. So my first one is Miss Barbara Pettis, my 4th grade teacher, right? So she used to smack me upside my head verbally, right? And it hurt sometimes, it hurt it. But it made me think. And she's always telling me, you're going to be somebody. You're going to be somebody. And with her saying that, I always focused. And, see, I'm 36 years old now, and I know she's up in age, but this woman is still beautiful. Her and her husband has been together since before I was born, right? And they are a very, very beautiful couple. And he's a very strong man, and he was actually a role model to me also, My first trip anywhere out of state was with them, and this is my teacher. And, that's the type of teacher, that's the type of love that I know that all students wish they had.
That's right.
She really did a lot for me, and I could never repay her back. But there's nothing wrong with me trying. You know what I mean? So that's my first one. Then I have my art teacher. His name is Mr. Moody. He's the one who showed me that I was creative. Right? He's the one who really broke it out of me, because he knew I had a knack for art. I'm a kid. I didn't really know I had a knack for art. But he really sat me down and said, what are you doing? You're messing up. You got to do it like this. You have to do it like that. He says, T, you focus too hard. You have a knack for art. So anyway, that's my second teacher, Mr. Moody, and my third one, who taught me life, right, how to see the forest before the trees. Her name is Mrs. Lois F. Delahousie. That's my baby. That's that's my baby. I love her. She taught me a lot, T. She really did, and I would give my life for that woman. That woman taught me a life, man. So anyway, those are my 3.
Well, I don't necessarily have 3. I just have a childhood full of beautiful black teachers growing up in England, predominantly black neighborhood. I love my childhood. Being surrounded by all that melanin. First teacher I would say is Miss Perkins. She was a caring person more than anything. I remember one episode with her. There was a student in our class who was an orphan and didn't have parents, and she told us we couldn't make fun of him and do certain stuff like that because he was an orphan, so we all had sympathy for him. And I remember for Christmas, she brought him a Nintendo.
What?
She brought him a Nintendo. And she told us, she pressed it, she's like, look, I may give him something more because, you know, he's not going to get no presents.
Right.
Y'all going to get presents. And, you know, that just warmed my heart. It wasn't even for me. But I will forever remember her because she just showed so much love. And this is when Nintendo came out, when it was brand spanking new.
And when $100 was a whole lot of money.
Something. And Miss Perkins shelled out her pocket and gave the little brother a Nintendo in front of all of us. And I will always remember her for her kindness and generosity. Another beautiful teacher I have was he's a rapper named Defari. We knew him as Mr. Johnson. He taught us what was in the history book, but he taught us to love ourselves and to know our knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, he rolled with a group called the Alcoholics back in the day, but he was our teacher. The first time I ever heard anybody talk about genetic knowledge, just his whole name, Defari, it's a Kemetic word. First time I ever heard anybody say anything about ancient Egyptian, 9th grade, Eaglewood High School. Another teacher, Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes was a substitute in our school district, but we saw him so often. This is the first brother he handed me and told me to go watch it at home. He gave me Ethnic Notions. Ethnic Notions was about how the stereotypes of black people from 1901 to 1920 have infiltrated us all the way to 1990. Ethnic Notions came out in 1987. He hit me with it. It had to be like nearly 10 years later in the 90s. He gave it to me. He just gave it to me, and I watched it at my house. You know, that's the first time I experienced black consciousness, 7th grade. You know, so, and that's just three. There was Mr. Howard, Warren Lane, and then Miss Armstrong, also in Warren Lane Junior High School. There's just so many of them.
Your list could go on and on.
It can't stop because I only had black teachers, and they were all the bomb. I love all y'all. I just want y'all to know that.
Same here. And you know what? My grandmother, you know, Mrs. Clotia Smith, you know, she's an English teacher. She's been an English teacher for 35 years, you know. But the real teacher first starts off at home, and that's, you know, our mothers, and we appreciate them, you know, for doing what they did, you know. But, you know, teachers got to put up with kids, man, for years. Yeah. That's a lot of years for teachers to be putting up with children, you know.
Yeah.
They got to have a passion for this. I don't know. I mean, you know, I think I could do it, but that's just a lot of kids.
I do it every day, brother. I do it.
That is true, huh? You as a teacher.
I'm not a teacher. I work at an after-school program.
Cool.
And I used to be a substitute teacher for some time. You know, children are the best teachers.
True.
If you want to seek higher awareness and enlightenment, I suggest you work with kids.
Okay.
You know, they're the greatest teachers ever.
Well, you know, you're right, but I'm glad that blacks are the number one amongst all the races, you know, that are putting their children in homeschools.
Okay.
Right?
I just read an article of a sister in Britain.
Right.
7-year-old British Nigerian. Her first year in college.
Yeah, I read that too.
You know, homeschool.
Homeschool.
You know.
That's true. And you know what?
Power in the melanin.
Yeah. And homeschools, where a lot of the homeschools are really getting started at are in New Orleans. And it's not surprising because I went to public schools down there, so I know how it is. And I'm not saying that it's too bad, but it's not the greatest either. And I know there's plenty of retired men and women, you know, who taught the children who are now grown men and women that are creating these homeschools for, you know, their children, their nieces, their nephews, you know, how to read and write. Because, like I said, you know, they know how the public sector has taught us, right? And I'm pretty sure those same teachers who are now retired, still want to teach, have something to do. So I say, let them teach our young. We have to reach back and give them a job. You know what I mean?
I mean, the elders are supposed to teach the young.
Right.
In our traditional African system,
mm-hmm.
the elders taught the youth. Directly after slavery, all those schools started in somebody's basement.
That's true.
They didn't start as this great building.
Mm-hmm.
None of the black colleges started that way. They started very small.
True.
In some basements. My great grandfather, Ozan Blanchett, and my great uncle, Uzan Herbert, with the oil boom in Texas, started a school, high school. Now Herbert Union High School in Texas, in Beaumont, Texas, I believe.
Beaumont, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True story, everybody.
That's my people. We school starters. So, power in the melanin.
Power in the melanin.
I think I like that phrase. Power in the melanin.
But we have to reach back to like Sankofa, And if y'all don't know what Sankofa is a word in the Akan language of Ghana, and it translates as reaching back and getting to it. To return, to fetch or to seek. It refers to the Asante Adinkra symbol.
Adinkra symbol.
Yeah.
You got it, brother.
Yeah.
Power in the melanin.
That's right. And it's represented by a bird, with its head turned backwards, taking an egg off its back as a stylized heart shape. We have to give back and show them that we truly care about our teachers, our educated black teachers that taught us, Because I know that they were controlled to a certain extent, teacher where they couldn't teach us everything that they knew.
But brother, I found out studying before integration happened, they were. See, the white man would come to the black schools and see what they were teaching.
Right.
So that's when they would take Frederick Douglass off the wall,
right.
Boys and all our black scholars, they would take them off the wall. So the white man thinks that they just teaching the white curriculum.
Right.
But when that white man left, we were teaching our curriculum. You see what I'm saying?
Sneaky.
That's
like
how
that.
we had to be.
That's
Underground world mentality, brother.
That's right.
Power in the melanin.
Power in the melanin. Oh, I like that. Power in the melanin.
I am feeling it. I don't know why. I'm really feeling power in the melanin right now, brother.
That's okay. So look, the next quote tell you guys, it's from Frederick Douglass. A little learning indeed may be a dangerous thing, but the want of learning is a calamity to any people. Frederick Douglass.
The want of learning is a calamity?
Yep, the want of learning is a calamity to any people.
Okay, let's dissect that for a little bit. Calamity.
Go ahead.
Are you familiar with the word calamity?
Huh?
What does that mean? Calamity, I forget.
Calamity? I forgot myself what calamity means.
Because I thought it was negative. I thought calamity like a travesty.
No, it's oh well. We'll look up the definition. We only got 6 minutes left.
Google it.
Oh, okay, Google it.
Keep going, brother.
All right, I'm going to keep going. Now you got me wanting to know. I forgot.
Oh, that's why I'm
calamity
gonna look it up because everybody wants to know.
Well, anyway, we're gonna Google that. So we're going to talk about Virginia Randolph. Randolph was synonymous with vocational training, with her distinctive educational style of involving parents, creativity, and common sense. Look up Virginia Randolph, and you guys can do your history on that. Also, you could look up Nannie Helen Burroughs. She was known for her famous speech entitled How the Sisters Are Hindered from Helping. Burroughs founded the National Training School for Women and Girls in 1909. That's powerful. That's what I was saying earlier to you about how they was hiding and stuff like that. And you got Esau Jenkins. I've heard about this brother a couple of times. He co-founded the first citizenship school in the South as a place for blacks to be taught to read so they could vote. Now brothers don't even want to vote.
I got calamity.
What you got?
an event causing great and often sudden damage and distress. So the want of learning is a calamity. And I understand now why Frederick Douglass said that. Because you can't want to know it. You got to do this.
Yeah.
It can't be a want. It has to be a do.
Yeah.
Big up to my ancestor, Frederick Douglass. Power to melanin. Straight up.
She's a teacher, so she's going to look up every single word. Well, I'm sorry, she's not a teacher.
I'm going to look up every single word. I learned that from my Morris teacher.
You got to look things up. So you got a civil rights leader, Septima Poinsetta Clark, often referred to as the Queen Mother of the Civil Rights Movement. Clark worked tirelessly to enable blacks to have the rights to becoming principals. That's why we got black principals, because of this woman right here.
Septima?
Yep.
Shout out to my ancestor, Septima. Sorry.
And then you have Daniel Payne. He founded the first place of a higher learning for African Americans in the U.S. and fought his entire life to prove that blacks were perfectly capable of being equal citizens with whites.
Shout out to Daniel Payne.
So we only have 3 more minutes, and now that we didn't find out the word what calamity, even though I just forgot what
I kind of forgot.
Yeah,
me too. I knew it had something to do with a catastrophe.
That's okay.
But I do want to bust out some
and you know what's weird? You know what's weird? Even when I looked it up, when I was looking up the quotes, I even looked up. That was my second time looking up calamity.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't remember it. But go ahead.
I wanted to shout out some black curriculum. Check out this new brother called Professor Ace, African Creation Energy.
Mm-hmm.
He has a series of books explaining how the African deities of ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, were all scientific principles. He correlates them very divinely. So if you want to get your children interested in science from the melanin perspective, please check out all the books from African Creation Energy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a brother Hiawatha. He changed his name to Hiawatha.
Kaba Kamini Hiawatha.
Kaba Kamini Hiawatha. I'm under the impression he has a curriculum too.
Yes, I actually have that curriculum. It's on my bookshelf. We'll say it the next show.
Yes, sir.
I have it in my.
I just love he named himself Hiawatha.
Mm-hmm. So. You can also YouTube some giants that we know and love. You can go to Dr. Umar Johnson. One of his videos is called Special Education to Special Medication, Learning Disabilities, and ADHD. We also have the great Dr. John Henrik Clarke. Education is the highest form of struggle, and Education for Liberation. And also, so if you want to read some books, if you're a book reader, I hope all y'all are book readers. And remember to support your local, I'm going to repeat it again, your local bookstore.
That's right, your local African-based bookstore.
Correct. The Miseducation of the Negro, Carter Goodwin Woodson, or Carter G. Woodson. Also, Kill Them Before They Grow. I read that book. Very, very good book. That's the misdiagnosis of African-American boys in the public school system.
Public school system?
Yeah, true. And then you have Education as Freedom by Noel S. Anderson and Haroon Kareem. So you want to check that out. So, T, anything you got to say before we get out of here?
Shouts out to all the teachers at Inglewood High School from 1996 to 2000. That's Ms. Sims. That's Mr. Moton, Mr. Cornell, Precious Love, all of y'all. Much love, peace, love y'all. Thank you for inspiring us.
And my second grade teacher, I forgot what her name is, but she bought me a remote control car for Christmas. Even though I celebrate Christmas now, I celebrate Kwanzaa, but I'm coming for you, and when I do catch up with you, I will buy you a car. So much love to all y'all. You guys have a good night, and we love y'all. Hotel.
Okay.